Hey, brothers and sisters, if you like to understand the times through like a big picture view and to go deeper and understand how does everything connect, why are they doing what they're doing, then I recommend this program for you. This is a program that Brandon House did. It was a panel of experts. And so, what I want to do for you is just to whet your appetite because it is an hour and a half long. To whet your appetite, I'm going to play some clips from each one of the speakers regarding the topic and how this fits in prophetically, and to understand just how the dots are connecting and lining up perfectly. So, here are some of the clips from the program. And at the end, there will be a link in the description page so that you can watch the program in its entirety. God bless.
And we're going to talk about a North American Union. We're going to talk about what's been going on in Davos all week. They're calling like Tony Blair, calling for social tracking. They're calling for hate crime laws here in America. They're talking about how they're coming to America. They want to try to shut us down. So we'll talk about Davos, the North American Union. We'll talk about the history of all this kicking off with George W. Bush.
All of these policies together, these crazy things we're seeing happen to our economy, to our food supply, to our property rights, on and on and on, is what we warned about all that time. And now we're seeing with what Klaus Schwab is doing, and now we have the Biden meeting with the heads of Canada and Mexico, coming together with this declaration of North America. Is just the revival of the North American Union.
That's where it was. The European Union Commission is calling for 10 regions: North American Union, Central America and Caribbean, South America, Western Europe, Eastern Europe and Central Asia, Mediterranean and Middle East, Africa, Northeast and South Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia, and Pacific. Then we found this on the UN website a few years ago, dividing the world into 10 regions. So again, what I found interesting is that Daniel chapter 17 seems to describe the 10 horns, which you saw are 10 kings who have received no kingdom as of yet, meaning the time when John the Revelator was writing, but they receive authority for 1 hour, meaning as a short time, as kings with the beast. And these are of one mind, and they will give their power and authority to the beast. Well, it seems to imply here that they're toward the end of time, when the one world leader comes about, the world's going to be divided into a place where you have 10 leaders, 10 kings.
You will find out that both sides, the NATO countries and the Russia, China, Iran, North Korea axis of countries, are preparing for a global conflagration. NATO is now sending divisions, major groupings of tanks, armored tanks, to Ukraine, which Putin is now saying has crossed a red line. We're also sending Patriot missiles and training the Ukrainians how to use them. And Putin, meanwhile, is sending submarines armed with his Poseidon hypersonic missiles into sensitive areas, provoking the NATO powers. So both sides are making very provocative military moves. There is no question in my mind that we are heading towards World War III.
Really don't have a crystal ball. There's lots of things we don't know, and we've been constantly surprised for the last 25 years on stuff that's happened, stuff that hasn't happened that we swore was going to happen. Time will tell, and time will prove what is right and what is wrong. But in the meantime, the risk in being too forecasty or too crystal ballish, I guess, is that if we take that and take action on those things, and it turns out to be wrong, then we spun our wheels a lot and perhaps wasted money and time and all resources, et cetera. It could be. You could say it's coming at some point. I think that's pretty obvious. The question is when. Timing, we just don't know. We know that the global elite have plans for 2030. That's a big date for them. But they also had plans for 2015. They missed most of those deadlines. In fact, that's why they got the 2030 agenda, because the 2015s, by that time, the thing had expired and, well, we didn't make it, guys. We better try again.